Righty-ho then, you lovely lot. So, I have got a few interesting videos for you today. Um, First off, we have an interesting Bismarck game. Matchmaking is not very good. This is a tier 10 game, let's say. There aren't that many tier 10s, so there's Thunderer, Worcester, Venezia, and then most of everything else is tier 9, with the exception of a few tier 8s, but nothing much. So, we of course are in the Bismarck, and we are joined by the legendary Waffle once again. And of course we have the lovely from the bottom camo on our Bismarck. And just in general, it turns out to be an okay game. A very slow start though. So that's something to keep in mind. With all of this said though, since it is a slow start, the next game I will add, because there is another one coming, isn't me playing. This one has been a submission by, well, the legendary Waffle. I will leave it at that for now, but you guys, you'll see what I'm on about though. You'll see sooner or later. But with that said, I do apologize if you can hear my PC in the background. It seems my power supply has decided to spin up. It's annoying that the loudest part in my computer is my fucking power supply, though. Like, doesn't really make sense to me. But, in any case, we've taken a pot shot at this Kronstadt, and these actually looked okay, but it does seem we may have aimed a little too high here. So next up is going to be the Alaska. And something kind of strange happens here. Something that doesn't really happen very often. Well, I think it's here. I'm pretty sure it's here. You'll see what I mean in a minute, but something that's not very common is going to happen to this Alaska. And no, it's the next salvo, it seems. I was wrong. So next up, there's the Kronstadt pops up, and then I believe the Alaska. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, so we take a pot shot at the Alaska in the hopes that we might get something good. He's turning, and we smack him with a Citadel, which doesn't happen very often in Alaska. Like, it really just doesn't happen that much at all, really. Like, Alaskas are kind of difficult to Citadel. Because, like, the Citadel is basically near it may as well be underwater, to be honest. Because it certainly feels like it when shooting at one. So we then do the exact same thing to the Kronstadt. So that's 2. Our spotter comes down, but these 2 are still within range. So we're going to take a few more shots at them. Now, this is a replay bug here. We are locked onto the Kronstadt, not the Alaska, but it's still showing the lock-on for the Alaska at the moment. We don't really give enough lead here, but it wouldn't really have mattered anyways, just purely based on the fact that, well, we would have hit his, like, aft, if at all. So, we take another shot at the Alaska. I don't believe this does very much, if anything at all. Yeah, we just bounce off of, I'm going to assume, like, his guns, or maybe, like, the opposite side of his, like, belt armor. So, like, the opposite side to the side we're aiming at, I guess. What would that be? Port or starboard? I don't know. Something like that. Now I'm looking at this buffalo here because I have absolutely no idea what the fuck this guy is doing. He's in this from this position, there isn't really anything he can do. Like, he's too close to this island to shoot over it, and nothing's going to be coming from this side anyway. So it's like, what's that going to do? I mean, the only thing I can see that being useful for is like being able to radar into the cap, but then like I could see it being maybe a halfway decent clan battles position, maybe. But then, like, the way I can see that being useful would really only work in the instance of providing information for the team, but you don't do team play in randoms. Like, that's just asking for trouble. So yeah, unfortunately we don't hit the Venezia, and then this I do kind of question this Vladdy, you know, and what his plans were. Like, what was he expecting to happen? It's not like I can do a great deal to him. I can get some juicy pens in here and there, but that's about it, really. But the problem here isn't me. The problem here is there is a Yamato here, and Yamatos tend to hurt Vladivostok quite hard. So whatever he was planning, I don't know, but he's still showing like flat broadside though as well. So it's like I don't really get it. So we ban some more of his shells. We take another shot at him. We don't really do anything. We shatter on his side plate. Our secondaries are beginning to open up, but we're not really secondary spec. Like, this is only, I think, a 10-point commander. So we've not really got anything in for that. So, like, yeah, we're just not going to really do anything. I'm not sure how this didn't do damage as well. Like, that should really have done a bit more to us. Like that, for example. Not even so much that, like, it should have done anything painful. It was more of just a, it should have at least done some damage, which it did not. So the Alaska, I do believe, is about to go down. Yep, there we go. The Neptune got him. And this game is, we might be ahead on points, but it's not looking very good. We have a ship advantage. We have we're 2 ships ahead of them. That's all well and good, but we're still, like, we have 1 cap to their 2. Like, that's not sustainable. They're going to win at this rate. But it turns out we have a good chance of pulling this back. So with this said, we also decide to take a pot shot at the Jutland, or however you want to pronounce it. It's Jutland, but you cannot convince me otherwise, or some shit. So he's down. So they now have no DDs. The Neptune finished off the Jutland, as the British light cruisers tend to do. They do tend to shit on destroyers, pretty hard. And so, as things are kind of progressing, things are looking pretty decent. All we need to do, really, is just get into the cap. Because, we need caps. So this Venezia is giving us a lot of side. So we're going to take some pot shots at him soon. We're just going to get to a bit of a better position, because his guns are pointed this way and he can do quite a bit of damage to us. So ideally what I want to do is get behind an island, but then he shoots. So we open fire, and that does nothing, really. We get 1 pen, so 3k damage. I mean, we hit him at least, so I'll take it, but, would have been nice if we'd have gotten a bit more. Unfortunately, though, we do lose our Neptune, and we have also lost our Salem. So the ship advantage is now all of a sudden not much of an advantage anymore. We have a 1 ship advantage now. We get another single pen on this Venezia. And the Kaga pops up rather. Our guns are almost reloaded, so we decide to take a pot shot. Unfortunately, only the back guns get through, though. But that's still 4 shells, and with that, we can do a fair chunk. So we get 3 of our 4 shells do in fact hit, and all of those are penetrations for about 11k. Now, at this point, there are some things that go a bit funky here. There are some decisions that are made. I'm not sure as to why. This Friedrich is turning, and you'll notice I'm not in a very good position here. I'm showing a lot of side. I am going to be angling, but that's going to take a little bit of time. We'll get there, but it's still not ideal. So we take a nice shot at the Freddy, and you might notice we're aiming a little on the higher end here. When it comes to the German battleships, you want to be aiming for that like upper plate on the sides, because that it's a lot more squishy, basically, and it's a lot easier to punch through that. However, essentially, if you aim like at waterline, the problem you run into is that there is along the lines of it just gets eaten by the turtleback, basically, and that's not really ideal, because at that point it's just a sink for the damage. It just doesn't really do as much. Like, you'll still get big pens, but you're not going to get much, or not as much as if you aim for that upper build. Unfortunately, the legendary waffle does go down, so we've lost the waffle, and I don't know what this Yamato has been doing all game, but clearly not very much. He's still full health. I mean, not that I'm saying Yamato is supposed to really be tanking all of the damage, but he could have at least done something. Like, I know I'm a fucking German battleship here, so, like, I'm tanky, but, like, he could have been doing more than what he was doing. So we take another shot at the Monarch. Unfortunately, this time we do get... our dispersion doesn't do as much justice here. We get 1 hit, and unfortunately that was a bounce. I do believe the Monarch is going to be dead before we get the reload off. I might be wrong, though. No, okay. No, I was wrong. Okay. So yeah, so there's that. With this said, we are now finally getting the cap. But the problem here is there is the Thunderer. The Thunderer is turning to give us a fair bit of side, though, so we might be able to get something. Especially since they've lowered the Citadel on the Conqueror, and thus, of course, I mean, this was before the Thunderer came out, but I get the feeling that is why they lowered it. It's the same hull and all that. But so yeah. With that said, though, we do take another shot at the Thunderer. We still have plenty of health left. No Citadel, but 10k. I would argue that's a fairly good salvo. I mean, granted, it's a Conqueror. They're not really known for their like armor and all that. What is it? It's all 32mm, is it? If memory serves, something like that. In hindsight, I should have shot at the Thunderer this time instead of the Soyuz, because the Thunderer was, of course, turning out a bit more. we'd have gotten a good side on him, but unfortunately, we did not do that. So, and of course, due to the firing angles on the Bismarck, in order to avoid this island, we're going to have to bring ourselves down to one gun. Because there's not that much of a threat of us being set on fire at current, we do decide to repair that single turret. In hindsight, maybe not the best idea, because I forgot there was a carrier up, and carriers are very good at, DOT damage, so, yeah, we did not really make a particularly good decision here. The Soyuz knocks out our rear gun. I've no idea what was up with those shells. Those two didn't land in the same postcode. And at this point, we should really... Yeah, we're slowing down here. Because realistically, the Soyuz is moving towards us, and that's kind of bad in the grand scheme of things. So, yeah. We take a pot shot at the Thunderer. We do... Well, we don't do very well with our first shells, but we do land a Citadel with our second salvo. Or second salvo with the front gun, anyways. And now we are on fire, and this is a bit of a problem. More than likely we are going to survive, but still not ideal. The Soyuz goes down, thank fuck. And next up is the Thunderer. He's still on 10k HP, but maybe not for long. So he is pretty low now. The carrier kind of fails with his drop, and at this point, we're just hoping we don't get set on fire again, and we're going to try and get unspotted. And good, we do get unspotted. However, the Kagger is still spotted. So, with that said, we do decide just to take a pot shot at the Kagger, see if we can't maybe get a kill, or at the very least some more damage. Unfortunately, we don't get a kill, but we get we get some more damage. That's fine. Our guns are almost reloaded, but unfortunately, I think, we misaimed there. Oh no, our aim was good, but the Kagger died before the shells landed. So now on to the post-battle results. 136,000 damage, 3 Citadel, 70 shell hits. A nice round number, as a matter of fact. 9 plane shot down, 27 secondary hits, and 1 fire as a result of those. We got a fireproof and a dreadnought, which means we were playing the ship correctly. It's always nice to see these achievements on battleships, because these are your tanking, achievements. So really you should be getting these on your kind of tanky battleships, not so much on your squishy ones. But if you can get these on your squishy ones, then better yet. And now for the team score, and this is always a nice feeling, coming at the top of the board in a top tier game when you're bottom tier is always the most satisfying feeling out there, and not even by a small margin either. There's a good 200 points in it. So we did pretty well there. With this said though, I do believe it is going to be time to love you and leave you. So, with this said, there will be another video later on today. So yeah, keep that in mind. As a side note as well, I think probably next weekend or something along those lines, we're going to be having a look into doing a Cards Against Humanity stream. So if anyone wants in on that, get yourself into the Discord, which will be down below in the description. If you would like to speak to Pudding as well, or me, given those are one and the same, if you would like to do that, then, it would be a good idea to get into the Discord for that as well, because I do spend quite a lot of time on Discord. So if you would like to get in touch with me for whatever reason, just get in there, because that's where you're most likely to find me. With all of this said, though, I'm going to be on my way now. I do hope that you have yourself a lovely day. Do take care and have yourself a nice time. And as usual, if you want to see more of this kind of content, do feel free to subscribe if you're not already. It doesn't cost a penny. There will be plenty more to come. Next up, if you would like to see all of the content and not just like the cherry-picked stuff, you can also find me on Twitch. I've not been live as much as I would like recently, but there've been some stuff happened, so I've only really just gotten home last night myself. I've not been very well lately. Nothing serious, but just not well. But I'm kind of back in the saddle now, so there will be streams more consistently, like very soon. Probably tonight, maybe. I might go live tonight. I will see if I'm feeling any better. I've been feeling a bit better lately. So hopefully, but we'll see. Once again, though, I do announce my streams in the Discord, so if you would like to see that more frequently, get in the Discord and you will receive a ping when I do go live. But yeah, so with that said, I will see you all again next time. Do take care, everyone, and have yourself a wonderful, morning, evening, night, whatever it does happen to be there. I will see you all again next time, though, and do take care, everyone. I will be pressing the button now, so I will see you all again next time. Bye-bye.